I'm Sean Reynolds, as he just said. This is the hillbilly portion of the show. There needs to be required redneck content, so that's my job. I had the pleasure of getting a cold this morning, so I sound like a redneck that's been shot in the throat. So that's a good benefit. I came to Canada in the 90s just for a job, and then wound up meeting a nice woman who well, she's still around, so that's a good thing. I didn't realize how popular I would be, though, coming up here. There's a real market for men that are in need of a visa that look like a balding Pat Sajak. I was happy. She seemed like a pretty lucky woman. So. We got married in 2000, and that's really helpful because we did that so we always know just how long we've been married for. So, like, it's 2016, so, you know, we've been married 16 years, okay? I'm sure everyone's there. So, one of the things my wife told me was that, you know, in coming here, it's the Canadian custom for the man to do all the grocery shopping, which I didn't realize until quite a ways afterwards. I think I got roped into that. But you know, you go to the store, you see different kinds of things there, and it's a little bit different from America, so that's a nice thing. I had a buddy that moved up here a couple of years after I did. He's from Waco, Texas, and that's, you could do 5 minutes all by itself on Waco, Texas, but he came in, he was like, dude, have you seen this cheese they've got here? It's I've never seen it before. It's called fromage cheese. Yeah, he's a doctor now, actually. So one of the things about shopping is, you know, we've got girls now, and they love the dollar store. And it is lost on me, but they really love it. You know, you go there, and it's, you know, the nutritional food options that are there are quite amazing. So you go down the food aisle. You know, what does dollar spaghetti sauce look like? You read the can. Ooh, 25% less arsenic. So okay, I'll get 5 of those. They changed the name. It didn't used to be as popular as it is now. It used to be Lead Toys R Us, but that didn't market so well. So I told that joke to my 14-year-old. She's like, oh, don't say that. That's so embarrassing. Everyone here seems to have a 14-year-old, so you know the noise. My girls try to get me into different apps and these kinds of things, and it's hard because I'm old, and so I used to be up on technology, and I'm not anymore. And they have these different games that they'll play, and I'll say, well, why do you play these games? It's like, oh, it's great. You can play with anyone all over the world. It's really cool. And so but I'm like, you know, why is that going to be appealing? Here, will you like Scrabble? Here, try Words with Friends. You can just find a random opponent. I'm like, that's not Words with Friends. That's Words with sad, lonely strangers who I'll never meet. That's not appealing at all.
Totally agree.
And so it's just a new generation, I guess. And what you have now is that you have a lot of social media and a lot of things where we really put a lot of emphasis on this. And so, you know, now you watch the news and they're trying to be hip and cool, but they're all old and sad. And so they'll do an interview with people, and it will be, you know, oh, we've got a Major General to come on and talk about ISIS. So Major General comes on, he's got all the uniform and everything's looking good. Well, this is a very difficult problem to deal with. So we've got a diplomatic solution that we need to do, but we also need to consider the military as well. And goes on, gives a very in-depth kind of a description of it. And then they say, oh, well, let's find out what you think. And so they go to the anchor, and then they always, you know, flip it over to someone who's like really young and just out of school because she'll be hip and cool. So they flip over to her, and, well, can you tell her what someone from Twitter says? And she says, oh, yes, I've got a tweet here from Oliver Closeoff, and Mr. Closeoff says we should nuke them all. So I guess the debate kind of rages on. It's still continuing. Who knows what the solution is? So, one thing about being from the South is that we're the last group of people that you can easily make fun of without getting into any kind of trouble. And you know, we often get a lot of natural disasters that happen down there. Tornadoes are a big deal. And so, you know, we've got a lot of bright people there from there, but you don't really get to see them very much. You only see them on TV, and so they, sorry, the red light flashed, and I'm confused. So, you know, on CBC they'll interview somebody, and it won't ever be the smart guy. It'll be, you know, Peter Mansbridge says, oh, let's go over and check with Bobby Ray Jenkins. Well, let's see. And Bobby Ray, tell us about the tornado. So, well, Peter, it was about the darndest thing I ever seen. It come, lift up my Aunt Lurleen's trailer, pulled it up about 20 foot off the ground, and it dropped it over there right on top of the burial site of my dead pet cougar. And I thought it picked up Lurleen too, but it just got her hair, so. All right, thanks very much.